Hello, welcome to Sportsbet TV with me, Paul Alster. I'm back for another look at racing this coming weekend, Saturday, the 7th of December, where we've got everything crossed, fingers and toes, that the racing is going to go ahead and that the forecast storm is not going to cause the abandonments of the big meetings, I think all of which have got some sort of inspection planned. So let's hope they all go ahead. I'm all about trying to find horses at decent each way prices. So if you're new to the service and you're interested in backing favourites, short prices, this isn't the place for you. But if you like to back a decent price winner, this is the place you want to stay. So just press the red button, the subscribe button just below the screen, and you'll be able to get all my information free on this service. As my followers did last week, with one selection, Right So Tom. He was recommended at 11 to 2. He went out to 6 to 1 with most firms. I'm sure many people got the 6 to 1. And I'm happy to say he made all the running for the Joe Tizard stable. And he absolutely romped home at Doncaster. You could see he had them in trouble from the home turn. And they couldn't get to him. He'd been back down to 7 to 2. But we were on at bigger. And you can't ask much more than that. One selection, one nice price winner. It means that we end the month of November with a £65 profit to the level £10 each way stakes. We were pretty much levels, you devils, as we went into that last selection of the month. Now, I've got two selections for Saturday for you here at Sportsbet, offered free. And as I say, fingers crossed the meeting survived the weather. I've also got four selections for Saturday, and I'll have probably a few more for Sunday as well at Out in Front, my subscription service. And if you're interested in finding out about them and following all my selections through the week, at weekends and at big meetings, then you can click on the link in the description box just below this screen and you'll be able to read what it's all about. And I'd be very happy to welcome you on board at Out in Front. So two selections for you at Sportsbet Saturday. The first over at Chepstow, where it's going to be really testing ground. The 137 race is the Coral Welsh Grand National Trial Handicap Chase. In days gone by, this used to attract plenty of runners, but as we've seen so many times in recent months and seasons, there don't appear to be as many jumps horses about. I think that's the top and bottom of it. I've yet to see up-to-date statistics on how many national hunt horses are in training compared to, let's say, 5 years ago. I'd hazard to guess it's quite a big drop. Only 9 run then at Chepstow, and Brave Kingdom for Paul Nicholls is the early favourite, a very unexposed staying chaser. But he hasn't been seen since pulling up and losing his unbeaten record over fences at Ascot in February. He looked a potentially really nice horse. He won his first 2 novice chases in very small fields with just 2, 3 or 4 runners or something, but he won them in style. I think we'll learn a little bit more about him here, see if he's a proper horse or he was just flattered by those 2 wins. Sam Thomas, well, he's a good trainer. He's proving himself a really good trainer. He's got his team in really good form and he's won with 4 of his last 8 runners, so a 50% strike rate of late. That is absolutely red hot. His Good Risk at All won first time out last season by 16 lengths, so the fact that he's been off the track for 11 months isn't as much as a concern as it might be with other horses. He's also got the very promising young conditional rider Dylan Johnston on board, claiming £3, and so I think he could go very well. He is the one I fear, Good Risk at All. Venetia Williams is another trainer in form, and she's got a horse called Enjoy Your Life, great advice. Shaped as though the run would bring him to concert pitch when he got tired at the last on his reappearance at Warwick, eventually finishing a runner-up beaten 6 lengths. I think the step back in trip should also suit him. While the top weight, Jelena Bello, another one trained by Paul Nicholls, is another one coming back from a long break. So many horses are having their first runs of the season this first weekend of December, very late to get cracking. A lot of horses this year after the dry autumn. So Jelena Bello, a decent prospect last term before he fell when in touch 4 out, when he was second favourite no less for the Grade 1 Cato Star novice chase at Kempton last Christmas. He disappointed again after that at Cheltenham in January. We haven't seen him since. So you'd have to think he must be well and fit if he's coming back for the Paul Nicholls yard, but is he the horse that many hoped he was going to be? We're going to find out. My selection, though, and he's got a run already under his belt. His name is Sporting Ace. He's trained by Neil King, a rather underestimated trainer, I think, Neil King. Jack Tudor is the man on board, and he's taken to make his low weight count in the testing ground against some higher rated rivals at a track where he goes particularly well. Now, on this very card, 12 months ago, he won the 3 Mile Novices Handicap Chase in heavy ground, powering home and relishing the very testing conditions. And despite finishing second in 3 of his 4 runs since then, including on his promising reappearance at Uttoxeter 3 weeks ago, the 8-year-old is only £2 higher than that win at this meeting last year. So I reckon that of just 10 stone 3 in this really testing ground, he's gonna have quite a lot going for him. Sporting Ace, a 10 to 1 shot each way with William Hill on the early betting. They were the first to price up, and that I think is a very fair price for a horse who has won over course and distance, likes the ground, and is already fit with a run under his belt, getting plenty of weight from the likely principles. And then my second selection for Saturday, you're going to have to wait till the very last race at Aintree, the 3:17, a 2.5 mile handicap hurdle, soft ground at least, may well get softer than that. 12 run. It is the last race on the card. The ground will have cut up. It's going to be getting dark. Um, I'm hoping that there'll be a decent price winner of this wide open handicap hurdle. I'm not going to go through too many details about different horses in this race because they're betting 11 to 2 the field, and that tells you what you need to know really. It is wide open, and there are any number of horses who could win if they're up for the fight on what's going to be a very chilly, damp, dank, miserable, dark time of things. Once they get down to the post, they'll probably have to go down there with a miner's lamp just to make sure they can see where they're going. So difficult conditions. Anyway, on my shortlist are the Irish challenger, the Naparidi, or is it the Nagaridi, I should say. Stephen Carey trains him. Only got beaten neck in soft ground over this trip at Tipperary last time. He's gone up £15 though in the British Handicappers assessment, and that is probably a few pounds too much, I think. We'll see. Uncle Bert for Nigel Twiston Davis and Santos Blue for Dan Skelton should both handle the conditions, and I think they'll be in there pitching. But my choice is the horse based in the Lake District, where it rains a lot, so he'll be used to testing grounds gallops. And this is Bingo, trained by Jimmy Moffat and the mount of Charlotte Jones. Now, this horse goes really well in these conditions. He likes it hop deep, and he won a very similar Class 2 event over the course and distance at Aintree on Boxing Day last year, giving his rider Charlotte Jones probably the biggest success of her career. Now, Bingo had been off for 6.5 months when he ran at Carlisle last month, and he was in the process of running a very nice race when, at the second last flight, he was within striking distance, about 3.5, 4 lengths off the leaders, when he blundered and unseated Charlotte Jones. The winner of the race, Castle Russian, has gone on to finish a very good fourth in a pretty hot Grade 3 race since then. So I've got a feeling the form is pretty strong. And while the stable hasn't had a winner for quite a while, they haven't been running very many. And Jimmy Moffat only takes on the bigger races, the Class 2 races and upwards. When he does have a horse that's ready to go, he doesn't call his geese swans, as they say. So I think Bingo will be better for that run, and at 12 to 1 each way for 4 places at the time of this recording with Bet Victor, I think he looks a sporting bet. So that's Bingo. Well, I hope he's going to hit the target, and we'll be screaming full house for him. At Aintree, 3:17 to go along with the 10 to 1 shot Sporting Ace at Chepstow in the Grand National Trial at 1:37. As I said earlier, if you want more tips from me for Saturday, then click on the link below in the box below, and you can take a look at the link to sign up for the Out in Front service. But for now, from me, I hope you stay dry and warm this weekend. I hope racing goes ahead and we have a little bit of a shout with our 2 runners on Saturday. Very best of luck.